At the end of last lecture video, we talked about the association of two numerical variables. We talked about you need to visualize, then quantify. So let's see the demo about the new data file we have. In here, we will have another data file that have all the model of the hybrid car. So let's read the file. So then you can see that hybrid car model, we have about 150 of that. So they are from low to high according to the year. So then we have the model, the model and the brand name model and MSRP price and acceleration, and also the class and their gas mileage. So you can see the price varied. So then how about we just sort about the MSRP price? Then we see again. So here we do the descending order. So that's why we have the most expensive car here. I think let me enlarge that. Okay, I just enlarged the table. Hope you can see a little better. So here we still have our hybrid car table. But we have instead using the year, we do the ascending order. So we have the MSRP price using the descending order. So we have the most expensive car. So you see, that's the Lexus in 2007. So yeah, those more expensive car, they do have better acceleration. However, the gas mileage actually not quite very well. They are all under like 25. So if we want to see the relationship about the two numeric data, for example, we want to see the gas mileage with the MSRP price, what their relationship, their association. So then we can build the scatter plot. So then this one we choose the gas mileage and the MSRP price. So from here, what did you see? So this one actually, we can see they are more like the negative association. Because we say the negative association, that means if you have your X value is higher, so we go to the right? So then your Y not going higher, actually the Y going lower. So then if you have better gas mileage, the MSRP price actually is cheaper. Okay, so then you can see those gas mileage is smaller, but their price is higher. So this one example earlier we say, so in your association, so two numeric variable, they have either positive association or negative association. Earlier when I explained, I just using the slope, for example. But the positive association and negative association, we don't have to be the linear relationship. So the positive association is one value going higher, so the other value also go higher. On the other hand, your one variable value going higher, the other variable value actually going down. So on the other hand, if you have a positive association, most likely the dot will be on the top right and on the bottom left. So you can see here we don't have the top right, and instead we have more bottom the right and the left top. So that means this one are more negative association. Okay, so we see more. Let's see how about MSRP with the acceleration. Okay, so here is our MSRP with acceleration. So this one actually is more linear. So we can see this one kind of go this way. Like earlier we say, if they are positive association, we have more dots on the top right and bottom left. Okay, so that's why we can see, yeah, acceleration actually, higher acceleration do have a higher price. So one thing is, this one for acceleration, we can see more clear they are linear. But when we have our gas mileage and the MSRP, they kind of have a negative association. And also they not really have the linear relationship. So possibly one thing is earlier we see the car, and also you can see the MSRP price is higher. They are actually the size of the hybrid car is more large or SUV. So that's why here that's kind of get our class for we just kind of narrow down our data. So how about we just have our hybrid information? So we see if the hybrid is SUV, so then we have 39 SUV. So now if we're using only the SUV class, we're using the MSRP and the acceleration to make another scatter plot. Yeah, so that's why you can see the linear and even more, the positive linear association is more clear. So this MSRP and acceleration, actually that's the same, both are similar. No matter that's all the hybrid car or only the SUV, they are both like positive association. So now again, we see the SUV have the MSRP with the gas mileage alone. Okay, like earlier we say, right, the gas mileage actually and the MSRP still are the negative association. However, remember earlier what we have. Okay, so you can see here, earlier that's what we have for the MSRP for all the hybrid car. We can see the negative association, but we don't really see the linear relationship. But if this one possibly because we have all different classes. Okay, so that's why if you have the smaller car, they have higher gas mileage, but their MSRP is much cheaper. But now if we only have the SUV alone, okay, so the gas mileage and the MSRP, they do have the negative association. However, here you can see the linear is much better. Okay, so this one I want you guys not only see the explanation, you can pause the video and also run by your demo file and discuss with your classmates and try to observe all the scatter plot to see, that's earlier we say visualize that first and see what kind of relationship you see. So the next one, so you can pause the video and observe and discuss with your classmates. But continue here, I will do another process is, when we see here, no matter the MSRP or the gas mileage, we are not really start from 0. And also, you see the acceleration, they are start from like maybe 7 to 20. So those units actually kind of maybe will have our data on display. We want to see a differently. Okay, so that's why I remember last week we talked about the standard unit. So how about we just make all our scatter plot, we change to the standard unit. So you guess what will happen? Will those pattern will be still the same or different? Okay, then think about what is standard unit. Yeah, last week we talked about standard unit. What is standard unit? Right, so standard unit is we make our unit minus our average and divide by the standard deviation. So that's why here, if we change all the standard units, we will have start from 0, that will be the average. So then to the right is plus more standard unit, plus more standard deviation. So then the left is using the standard deviation as the unit. So that will be -1, -2. Okay. So here, let's convert all the diagram to the standard unit. Okay, so if you remember, we have the standard unit function defined since last week. Like we say, standard unit is the definition. You use the standard unit minus your average. Okay, then divide by the standard deviation. So that's why you can just pass your array. This X can be array, can be any number. Okay, it can be just a number. But one thing is, in order to find your, sorry, the X only can be array because we will have we need to find the average from a sequence number. Okay, so your X is array. So then you're using each element in the array minus the average for the array. Then we find the standard deviation. Okay, so since we have this function defined, so now we just see the SUV, the MSRP, and the gas mileage. Let's convert that table to the standard unit diagram. So that's why here the first thing we calculate we convert all the standard all the gas mileage for the SUV to the standard unit. We make that as X. Then we have the Y is we make the MSRP price, we change to the standard unit. Okay, so then we just put the scatter plots as well. Okay, so that's our standard unit, the gas mileage, and the MSRP. Okay, so you can see here, do we change the pattern of our data or not? Yeah, so that's the standard unit for the SUV and MSRP and gas mileage, right? So then we go back to see here. Okay, so that's the same one. Okay, let me make that a little smaller. Okay, so you see, do they change the pattern? No, actually they didn't really change the pattern. You see, they still look like that. It's just kind of a little ratio, bit different. Okay, so that's why here, when we talk about using the regular units, the MSRP and the gas mileage, they have negative association. So the same thing, even we change to the standard unit, they still have the same negative association. Okay, so that's why here we just want to show you, when you have the standard unit, it didn't really change your pattern about your scatter plot, the distribution. But when we change to the standard unit, they kind of make our data allocated is much easier to see. Because you can see here, then we can know if this one, so we back to make that large. Okay, so if they are standard unit, yeah, earlier when I recorded, kind of difficult to enlarge onto zoom. Okay, so that's why you see when they become the standard unit, one thing actually we have more information. Okay, so because one thing is you can see the 0 will be the gas mileage, the average for all the gas mileage information. Okay, then you see the same thing here will be MSRP, the average for the MSRP price. They do have one is kind of between one dot, they are both the average for the MSRP and the gas mileage. So from here, the same thing, we can make our scatter plot on the standard unit. So here is our MSRP and gas mileage. So the same thing we can do on our acceleration. Okay, so we make our acceleration. This one is original. The original is original unit. So then we can change the same thing, our acceleration and MSRP to the standard unit. So here they are just next to each other. So that's why you can see, did we change the pattern? No, the dots, they are still allocated in the same pattern. Okay, the only thing is the standard unit kind of make that in the better ratio. Okay, so then we can see the region for all the plot, or we kind of make that more easy to see. And it's still the same thing. You can see the 0 will be the average. So then the MSRP average will be here. So one thing why we need to change all the scatter plot become the standard unit. So one thing is, right, we can have more information because you can see the average for the both variable, the numeric variable. And the standard unit actually is what we will introduce the next one, the correlation coefficient. So we all have to convert to the standard unit. So then we can see better about the linear association. So we will continue in the next video talk about the coefficient correlation.